Hello friends, welcome to the session on cancer genetics. This is the first video on cancer genetics and I'll be doing many tutorials on cancer genetics and this is the first part of cancer genetics. Okay, so let's get started. So firstly, what is cancer? Cancer is a condition where cells undergo uncontrolled proliferation. See what is uncontrolled proliferation and controlled proliferation. So let us study these difference between controlled and uncontrolled proliferation using this diagram. See, this part is of normal cell and this is a cancerous cell. A cancerous cell we'll study later. First we'll study normal cell. In normal cell, there is controlled proliferation. Proliferation means one cell dividing into two daughter cells. That is cell division. Cell division is controlled in normal cell. See what happens? A normal cell is there. It undergoes division, produces daughter cell. But here a regulation mechanism is there in normal cell division. If the daughter cell is somewhat damaged or unhealthy, what happens? That cell is halted there. It will not further divide. It is halted in that stage and the cells will try to repair the damage by various complex mechanism. We'll be studying that in later session. But here, if the cell is irreparable, it is beyond, the damage is beyond control. What happens? This cell will activate something called as apoptosis. Apoptosis is cell death. If the cell is totally damaged, that means that cell will be eliminated from the body. So this is regulated cell division or regulated proliferation. But what happens in cancerous cell? See, this is a cancerous cell which is having a damaged DNA. This cell is totally damaged and unhealthy. But then too, there is no regulation mechanism to make it stop, to halt that cell cycle in that stage. It is not being halted. Instead, it is proliferating. See, this cell is producing daughter cells and its daughter cells is producing again its progeny. So it keeps on dividing to produce a mass of cell. And that mass of cell is called as cancerous cells. Okay, so this is the difference between controlled proliferation and uncontrolled proliferation. Now this definition is what we have been studying since ages, right? Since our school days we are studying that cancer cells are immortal, they undergo uncontrolled proliferation. Now let us broaden our view. Let us study few more things of cancer. So here cancer is not just about uncontrolled proliferation. The first and foremost thing that we need to remember of cancer, that it is a genetic disease. So when the word genetic disease comes into our mind, the first question that every person gets is whether it is inherited, because that is what is important. If it is inherited, then what is the risk? So answer to that question is no, it is not inherited. 99% of the time it is not inherited. Okay, only 1% is 1%, that is specific type of cancer such as breast cancer, uterus cancer, prostate cancer. These are inherited. But most of the type of cancer like lung cancer is there, throat cancer is there, kidney cancer, pancreatic cancer, these are not inherited. You know why they are not inherited? Because they occur in somatic cell. Somatic cells means our body cells. They do not occur in the germline cells. If they had occurred, if this genetic disease was there in a germline cell, then yes, it would have been inherited. But in 99% of the cases, it is in somatic cells. You know, why is this in somatic cells? Because, sorry, oops, my mistake. See, this is in our somatic cells, not in chematic cell, in 99% of the cases. So then how does a person develop a cancer? Because if it is not being inherited, then what is causing cancer? It depends upon the person's exposure to carcinogens, that is cancer causing agents. These are some mutagens which are present in the environment, and if a person is exposed to such type of things, then he'll develop a cancer. Now let us see how is a carcinogen causing cancer. So this is a happy normal person, okay? But this happy normal person is a chain smoker, unfortunately. In that case, he's a high risk patient of developing cancer. He's a high risk candidate of developing a cancer. Let's say if this person is not a smoker, if this person is being exposed to radiation on daily basis. For example, if he is working in some lab which has laminar airflow with the UV radiation and is not taking proper precaution, even in that case, he becomes a high risk candidate of developing cancer. Let's say if these two conditions are also not being met, he is not being exposed to radiation, neither he is a smoker, but he is eating lot of unhealthy food like smoked food which has lots and lots amount of carbon. In that case also he is a high risk of developing cancer. If this person is being exposed to any type of environment that has carcinogens, like if he's working in a X-ray lab, okay, diagnostic lab which has X-ray and he's not wearing his lead jacket, in that case he can get a cancer. So there are various carcinogens, like in a smoker, nicotine is a carcinogen which is causing the cancer in a healthy patient, in a healthy person, sorry. So it depends upon his lifestyle basically. If he's not being exposed to any carcinogen, then he'll stay as a healthy person throughout his life. But he's being exposed to carcinogens, which means that there is a chance that he might get a cancer. Okay. So now after studying this, now we have come to know what is cancer. Uncontrolled proliferation. It is a genetic disease. It is mainly developed due to a person's lifestyle in 99% of the case at least, and it depends upon the exposure of a person to various carcinogens. After these many things, learning these many things, now we'll study the characteristics of a cancerous cell. Okay, so this is happening again. Now let's study the characteristics of a. So first characteristic that we need to know is how do this cancer cell appear when we look under the microscope. So here uh, I have taken a diagram which shows a normal cell and a cancerous cell. We can see the difference in the appearance of both the cell. This normal healthy cell has good structure, but this cancerous cell has somewhat distorted structure, right? You can take a look at that. Distorted. It's totally distorted. You know why? Because, see, one thing we need to know that our body has certain shape because it has skeleton which gives our body shape. But in cell, there is something called as cytoskeleton, skeleton of the cell, which gives the cell certain shape. In cancerous cell, that cytoskeleton is being reduced so that the cell is no longer having a proper shape. Even the nucleus has lost its shape, and the nucleus is somewhat enlarged. There is a large size of the nucleus. When we see the normal cell, it has small nucleus, but cancerous cell has a large nucleus and very less cytoplasm. And when we see it under microscope, we can also see that it is not shown in this figure, but they have certain antigens on the surface, on the cell surface, and these are called as tumor associated or else tumor specific antigens. What are those antigens? We'll study in further sessions, but right now just make a note of it that they have certain antigens on the surface. Now the next characteristic is they have lost anchorage dependence. Now this is a normal cell. When we try to grow in a normal in vitro conditions, we use this type of glasswares that provide certain anchorage, that is support. Here you can see the glass. There is a glass case or a plastic which is providing the base for the growth of cell. Anchorage means they require certain base for the growth of cell. It might be a glass, it might be a plastic substance, whatever it is. But our cancerous cell do not require a base. They will grow even in suspension medium, which does not have any base, right? That is one of the characteristics. Now the next characteristic is they have lost contact inhibition. See, normally what happens, the somatic cells in our body or as well as in vitro conditions, when they encounter another cell, their growth is inhibited there. So that is why they just form monolayer of culture, right? When we grow in vitro conditions. But the cancerous cell does not show this property. It's like very arrogant. It says no matter who is beside me, I don't care. I'll just grow by myself. I'll just push that cell behind and I'll grow on that cell. Just to making fun. See, this is a petri dish. Sorry, my diagram is very crude. It has certain media which is necessary for the growth of cell. And here are the cancerous cells. They are growing in heaps, right? Lumps of cell. One cell is growing upon the other cell because they have lost this contact inhibition. They do not mind. They'll grow irrespective of the cell, irrespective of the neighboring cells. Okay. The next characteristic is it grows even in the absence of serum. Serum contains growth factors and cancerous cells do not require these growth factors. They will grow even in the absence of growth factors. Now this is a graph which is showing number of cells and time. Now the cancerous cell, this yellow color, will grow even in the absence of serum, but the normal cell, the blue line, will not grow in the absence of serum because normal cell requires growth factors. But the cancerous cell, these two lines, they will grow in absence or in presence of serum. They do not mind. They do not require growth factors. But the normal cell, this, they require serum. That is, they require growth factors for their growth. So, and the next characteristic is these cells do not show apoptosis. Cancerous cells do not show apoptosis. Apoptosis means cell death. Since from ages we are studying that cancerous cells are immortal. Immortal means the cell which do not die, and cancerous cells are immortal. Okay, so that is why they do not show apoptosis. As simple as that. See, normally in normal cell what happens if this normal cell is damaged or unhealthy or it has completed its life cycle, it will undergo apoptosis. That means it's over. Its days is over. It's end of days for that cell. It's gonna die. But cancerous cell, what happens on the other hand, no matter if it is damaged or unhealthy, it will proliferate no matter what, because it is not showing any apoptotic signal. It is not giving any apoptotic signal to the environment or the cell itself. So that there is no death. This cancerous cell never die. So that is why apoptosis means cell death. Cancerous cell do not die means they do not show apoptosis. As simple as that. Now, the next characteristic that we need to know is how do the cell, cancerous cell, derive their energy? They derive their energy from glycolysis, and that too anaerobic glycolysis. The end product of anaerobic glycolysis is lactic acid, right? So this is a cancerous cell. Now it is producing lactic acid in the environment. It's throwing out the lactic acid in the environment. Now the star is what is lactic acid, okay? Now this lactic acid in turn acts as a signal for this cancerous cell by binding it to the cancerous cell, by binding to the receptors present in the cancerous cell, and it will cause proliferation of that cells. Just providing energy is not enough. Even they act as a signal for cells to proliferate, cancerous cell to proliferate. Now, another one most important characteristic of cancerous cell is they show motility. Now, what is motility? Motility means moving from one place to another place, right? Even cancerous cells show motility. Now, this is a liver, okay, normal healthy liver, but it has developed a cancer. Now, this blue color dot is a cancer. What happens if it is present there? It's no problem. We can remove it by surgery. But in some cases, what happens? It detaches from the primary site. Its primary site over here is liver. It is detaching itself from that liver, moving into the bloodstream. Okay, it's moving into the bloodstream now. It's free. It's not bound to anything now. Now, once it is in the bloodstream, it can go anywhere. it can go and bind or attach to some other site, secondary site it's called as. In this case, it is going and attaching to a secondary site, which is the pancreas. Now it will start growing even on the pancreas. Okay, now in this case, it has become very much dangerous to the human body. Now, this normal, the first stage, which is the normal growth of the cells, right, is called as tumor. Now, what is the difference between tumor and cancerous cell? If a cell is undergoing uncontrolled proliferation, unregulated proliferation, and growing into a mass of cells, it is called as tumor. In this case, this tumor, it's a tumor on a liver cell. But when it detaches itself from its primary site and enters the bloodstream, we tell that this tumor cell has metastasized into cancerous cell. So normally if a tumor cell is growing into a mass of cell, it can be removed by surgery. But if it is showing motility, that is, it is detaching itself from the primary site and going and attaching somewhere on the secondary site and growing there as well, in that case it has become very dangerous. We call that stage as a cancer, not this stage as a cancer. This stage is not a cancer. This stage is just a tumor. It can be removed by surgery. But this stage requires a lot of treatment. This stage is highly dangerous. So these were the characteristics of cancerous cell. Now next video I'll be doing various different types of carcinogens. Okay, so just stay tuned. Thank you for watching. And another one thing, if you like my tutorial, then press hit the like button. If you think there is somewhat things that you need to ask about this tutorial, you can comment below. And if you want to stay tuned to my channel, you can subscribe. You will get a notification whenever I upload a new video. So that's it then. Thank you for watching.